Hey, I'd like to tell you all about a couple friends of mine. Their names are Frank and Joe. They're just teenagers, but they're really good at detective work. Now, Frank is 18 years old, and he's dark-haired, and Joe is 17, and he's got blonde hair. Frank is more thoughtful. Joe is the more impetuous of the two of them. But together they make a great team. Now, their father is this famous private detective named Fenton. And he's a master of disguise. So sometimes he even fools them. Like they're out, I don't know, solving some crime or, exploring all these clues that they have that have been put before them. And they meet some strange man, wearing a mustache and, big hat or maybe a turban or something like that. Yeah, and they think, who is this oddball? And then this always happens. He reveals himself to them by peeling off his mustache or taking off his turban, and they say, "Dad," in unison. They always say it in unison, Frank and Joe together. Frank says it more thoughtfully, and Joe says it more impetuously. So Frank's like, "Dad," and Joe's like, "Dad!" But they say it in unison because they're brothers. Now, Frank and Joe live in a town called Bayport. It's like this really idyllic sort of town. Bayport, Massachusetts, I believe it is. And they've got a friend named Chet. Now, Chet's a big fat guy. He's kind of goofy. They make fun of him a lot. He gets easily frightened. But it's all in good fun. And they've got some other friends. I think Biff is the name of one of their friends. Other friends. Well, the rest of their friends are kind of run together. In my mind anyway. But Frank and Joe, they're just really good at what they do. And they do it, they go all over the world sometimes. And they investigate smuggling rings, never drug smuggling or anything like that. It's always something more wholesome. What can you smuggle wholesomely? I'm not remembering right now. But there's never anything about drugs. They just don't do that kind of stuff. Maybe Fenton gets involved in those kinds of cases on his own. We never really hear about it. We don't know about the chronicles of Fenton because that's never been revealed to the public. But as for Frank and Joe, you can find every single one of the cases that they've solved. And it's revealed, it's told in 20 chapters, always 20 chapters, and there's some neat, wholesome illustrations. Again, these are crimes, but they're wholesome crimes. I mean, they're solved wholesomely. I mean, they do make fun of Chet for being fat, which is kind of mean, but again, it's all in good fun. So look up Frank and Joe. I think their last name is Hardy. Maybe it's Hearty. I can't remember if it's with a T or maybe with a D. But just look them up in the phone book sometime. Frank and Joe Hardy. Actually, they'd be under their dad's name, I think. Fenton Hardy and his wife. Whatever her name is, I don't remember. Did they have an aunt who kind of fussed over them? Aunt Gertrude, and she would always get exasperated by them, but and their mischief. But she really loved them. I think she maybe spoke with an accent. She's from the old country. Anyway, that's about all I had to say. Thanks for listening.